Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ripley and today we're trying out the 4x4 build challenge in The Sims 4. I saw Sunny Creations do this on her channel last week, I believe it was, and I thought that looked really fun and I wanted to try it too, so that's what we're doing today. I will link her video in the description if you want to check it out. She made a beautiful Japanese home and I think that you will really enjoy that. But for me, I chose to build in Sulani. I haven't built in Sulani in a hot minute, so I thought, well, this might be a perfect time for me to build something there. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're building like a beach bungalow, beach shed, whatever you want to call it. So I really wanted this place to feel very open and bright, especially because it is such a small space. So I chose at first those big windows that was almost completely open to the outside, but I had to remove them later because it just wasn't very... when you have such a small space, you really need all the wall space that you have. So those windows sadly had to go in the end, but I think it ended up looking really nice anyways. I also chose to keep in the parts of me doing the playtesting just because I thought that you guys might want to see that it actually works. I'm usually really bad at playtesting, but when it's such a small area, I think it's very important. So everything works. I have playtested this many times and I playtested everything once I was finished with everything as well, so it all works. And that kitchen, even if it seems super small, it does work. Your Sims can actually cook on the corner piece, so that's fine. I had my self-sim playtested as well, so everything works, as well as this little sleeping area. And I chose to have a bunk bed in here because I really think it gives the opportunity to have more space. Like I could put the bunk bed underneath it. Like before we had bunk beds, I would either have to choose between a bed and a desk, and of course I would have chosen a bed. But with the bunk beds now, you can have a desk underneath the bed and it would still take up the same amount of space. So I thought that was really nice. Then I'm just lastly adding a little bit of a sitting area where your Sim can sit and watch TV or eat their food or whatever they might do. I also added in a laptop on the desk. I think it's very important, especially in the Sims, that your Sim have a computer. I think it's very important, like for the everyday, like paying bills and doing everything they need to do, get their fun up, all this stuff. I also put some books on the desk as well, just to have more options and have your Sims be able to gain some skills and stuff like that. I also added in a little half wall to separate the space, to separate the kitchen from the living / sleeping area. I thought that would look nice, especially with that stove, because it was sticking out on the edge and I thought it would look nicer to cover it up. Then I also used a shelf as a nightstand. I have been using that a lot when I do bunk beds, just so your Sims can, like, of course your Sims won't do that, but you can imagine in real life that you would put away, maybe have some books up there, a glass of like a drink or something, and it would be nice to have something where you can maybe put your phone during the night, something like that. Then lastly, I'm just adding in a little bit of decorations. I added in some paintings and some flowers and a rug. Of course, with such a little space, it's not much to decorate. I couldn't put in very much, as well as I decorated the bathroom a little bit, but it was kind of a struggle because it's so small, so I could barely see in there. And as well, the doors are also completely functional. I know that the couch is slightly in the way, and the doors do clip through the couch when you open them, but they are super functional. The Sims can use them no problem, so don't worry about that. Then I'm just adding in a few last details before we do some playtesting, and then we're gonna move on to the exterior. But I'm just trying to make this look as homely as possible, even though it's such a tight space. I think that your Sims would really appreciate to have more decorations, because they do get some happy buffs from that if they like it. And I think it's important to keep your Sims happy. But now I'm just doing the last details in the bathroom like I talked about, and then we're moving on to the playtesting. So I started with testing the desk and laptop, make sure that worked, as well as testing that wardrobe, which worked totally fine. Then I went on to testing the kitchen, which I had a little bit problem with. It was mainly just that the fridge was too close to the counter, so I just moved it out and then it was fine. And then she had some struggles with the stove or the oven, which I think is because I guess it's something with them being like separated and then having that half wall that it didn't work, but I just changed it out to have a regular stove and it worked totally fine. So everything works nicely. And then of course we don't have a sink in the kitchen, but she can easily use the bathroom one. You know, your Sims would have used the bathroom one even if it had a sink in the kitchen, so I think it's fine. Then lastly just checking the bathroom, everything worked there as well as making sure that she could get up to the bed again. And she could, so the house is completely functional, and we're moving on to the exterior of this house. So with the exterior, I struggled a little bit with what I wanted to do. Like I said, I haven't really built in Sulani in a long time, so I guess I'm a little bit out of practice with this style of building. But I wanted it to keep the kind of same vibe as all other houses in this area. And I don't know if this is cheating, but I added a little deck outside, which I know that this is like a 4x4 building challenge, but I think that really only refers to the living area, like the house itself, and then this decking area I don't think counts to that. You guys have to tell me if I cheated, but I don't think I did. I think it's fine to add this decking area outside of the 4x4 build challenge. I don't really think that the exterior counts to that, but again, you guys have to let me know if I cheated. I really wanted to use some like natural looking fence and railings, and I really like this fence, which actually came with Island Living, but it didn't have a matching railing, which I understand why. Of course I understand why, but I think it's kind of annoying that we don't have matching railings to the fences sometimes, especially when it's because we do have an Island Living railing, but I didn't really think that it fitted into what I tried to do. So I ended up just using this base game railing instead, which I think was the best of the options that I had. Of course it's not ideal, but I didn't really have another option, so this is the one that worked the best. Then I ended up adding some clutter to the decking area, some flowers and some lamps and all the good stuff. And then I moved on to the landscaping, just making it lush. I added in some grass as well, just making it look lush and nice. And I really struggled with the lighting on this slot. I didn't really find a good lighting to do the landscaping, because I really wanted to see like the true colors of the landscaping. I think it's easier to landscape that way, but I found that the lighting was either too bright or too dim. It wasn't really a good middle point, which was very annoying, but I guess it is what it is. I guess I could have gone into live mode and set like a specific time instead of using the lighting options that you have in the build mode. Mode, but I didn't think of that. And I think it ended up being fine doing this lighting option as well. It's I think it still looks pretty good throughout the different times of day, so I guess that's fine. And then I'm just adding in some less detail. I added a boat. I would imagine that your Sims would want a boat living in Sulani. It's just a beautiful word, and being just out on the water, as well as I added in some picnic tables, and as well as a few stuff here and there. But yeah, with that said, I think that we are about to end this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other build challenges that you want me to do, or if you want me to build like a specific build, and I will definitely do that. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very soon. Ripley out.
perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10.